All right, you can type in nasty stuff on the chat there. So we're in the Beverly neighborhood of Chicago. It's on the south side of Chicago. If you're not from the Chicago area, there's the downtown Chicago, the Loop area, and then on the south side of Chicago, there's this nice little pocket called Beverly. It's one of the nicer neighborhoods on the south side of Chicago. A lot of firemen live here. A lot of police live here that need to live inside the city. And there's a lot of private schools here. So elementary, middle school, high school, private schools, Catholic schools, and so forth. So it's a great little area. So before we walk in, I want to get a little shot of this area and notice that right next to the house is a little park right here. So this is Chicago Park District. And also you'll see at the, when we go to the back of the house, you'll see that there is a, go ahead and scan. You'll see at the back of the house, there is a park district building that has tennis courts. And I think they may have a gymnasium and other things in there. So that's great. All right. So again, we're on Longwood, and Longwood is probably the nicest street. There are some huge houses just less than a mile right down the street. So this is a very nice area. We are digging out. Just look, get a shot down here. By the way, when I get in the house, a couple times I'll ask for questions and I'll try to check your questions. So we dug out this concrete because it was in bad shape. And then here is the sidewalk. So we're digging out this sidewalk and we'll see the back. We're building a new garage. You'll see that from the back. So we dug all this out. And now we're going to go ahead and go up into the house. We're going to have to do some more concrete work here. But as we walk in here, you'll see there's a foyer area, very natural foyer area, separated out by these this little half wall here. So down here on the floor, we're going to do ceramic tile with a nice little pattern. I always like to do a real fancy pattern, almost will look like a rug that's in here. And then here's a closet off to your right. Okay. And on the other side, and this is very common with these older homes in Chicago, is they have a half bath right off of the front door here. So the sink vanity will be over here. The toilet's over here on this side. Okay. And then you walk in and you can see this open floor plan. Now, here's what's really interesting about this. And I always tell people this: if you're going to be a real estate investor, you're going to pay for your education, whether you know it or not. And this is a perfect example. We bought this house. It was a foreclosure. It was foreclosed on by a hard money lender. So an investor bought this property, got into trouble. The hard money lender foreclosed on them. They got the property back. So they had put a lot of work into it. Probably made no money or lost money on the deal. So knowing about how to flip and how to raise capital is very important. So you'll see a lot of the work is done. You're like, why did you paint already and you're not even done? That's because the previous investor is the one that did the paint. But we did find out there was a lot of problems they didn't do correctly. They didn't have it permitted correctly. So there was permit issues. The electrical really wasn't grounded properly. So there were a lot of issues that were going on in this house. By the way, I see Bob Kearney. Hey, Bob, shout out. I see you're on. Hopefully it's much better and much smoother than last time. We still don't have great reception here, but it's much better than last month. Okay, so let's take a look. This is already opened up. So they already removed some of the walls for us, and most of it was fine. I'll show you where we had to put in some beams because it wasn't up to code. This is going to be a fireplace here. So right in the centerpiece will be a fireplace. You can see the opening. It'll be one of those electric fireplaces that have come a long ways. They really look beautiful now. And that will be kind of a centerpiece to this whole open floor concept on the first floor. I'm probably going to do like stone tile here, and I may actually do it all the way on four sides. So in the middle of this great big open space will be this beautiful fireplace right in the center. All right, so let's go on here. By the way, here's where you get a shot of the floors. So this had hardwood floors. However, they're only like half-inch thick hardwood floors, so we're not going to be able to salvage them. This is the only property that I haven't been able to just sand the hardwood floors and then stain and varnish and have them come out beautiful. So it's disappointing. We're going to have to replace the hardwood floors on all of this floor and all of the second floor. So, you know, hardwood floors alone is probably tried it, but I want to say that the hardwood floor is about $9,000. and what we're going to do with the hardwood floors. So it has this little room, little family room off of the formal living room area. Got a nice little area here. I think that was probably an add-on when the house was original. It probably wasn't there. It looks like it's been added on. And one way you can kind of see that if you have an addition is how wide, how thick the walls are. You know, if they're just a 2x4, it was existing. This was probably an exterior wall at one time. Okay, so come on with me this way. You can see what we had to do. We had to have a structural engineer come in because it was all drywalled and they had no idea what was up there. So we took apart the drywall and we did have to, everything was done pretty well, except you see those little hangers. You've got to make sure. I'm not a construction guy. I always tell them that's the worst part of my game, but I really had to learn is see those little metal hangers that are on each one of those floor joists that support the upstairs. We had to have those hangers on. That was not there. The other thing we had to do is this. See the beam up there? Those are 3 2x12 LVLs, so it's stronger than wood. It's a strong wood. And we, when we bought it, there was a wall right here, but I wanted to make the kitchen bigger. Kitchens sell houses, as you know. So what I wanted to do was make this kitchen bigger, and I did it 2 ways. One, I moved the door. There was a door to go outside, was over here on this side. If the door is here, it automatically will make the kitchen pretty much end at the door, right? So I moved that door over to here. Now that's extended our kitchen about 6 feet. So I did that, and then what I did here was they had a room at one time. First floor laundry room is great, but they already had laundry also plumbed in the basement. So I'm going to keep the laundry room in the basement. And here, I reduced this laundry room into just a coat closet. So as they come on the back door, they'll be going into the coat closet. All right. So let me, let's go, let's continue with the kitchen, then we'll go outside. So here's going to be the kitchen layout. I always love an island, either an island or a peninsula in almost every one of my rehabs. So this is going to be an island. This is, I believe it's almost 11 feet, 10 or 11 feet in this island. And then the cabinets will be on this side. And originally I was going to have a small little bar sink in here, but it put me over the code of how much, how many faucets and showers and stuff I could have per size of the water supply line. We have a 1-inch line, and that would have put me over to an 1.5-inch line, and we would have to dig out all the way to the main water supply line, the box out there. Very expensive. So I eliminated that sink. What we did here was it had this whole kitchen, but no windows in it. So this window was actually here at one time, and the other investor that bought the house closed off the window. I opened it back up. So the sink will be right here. We always center it right on the window. We'll have a little shelf here and a refrigerator in the corner. Over here will be the dishwasher right next to that. Then we'll have like a little Lazy Susan corner cabinets. This will be the stove. So we'll have a gas stove on this wall. And again, look how big it makes this kitchen, because now we can run these cabinets all the way across to here. Okay. All right. So that's the kitchen. And before I go outside, well, in fact, it's cooler outside, so let's go outside. So buy a little time. Hey, by the way, I see Jennifer and Ahmad is on the line. Glad you guys could join us. Let's go out here. So this deck was built. If you know anything about the city of Chicago, they are paranoid about the decks. A few years ago, in fact, it goes back probably even 10 years ago, there's been incidents over the last 10 years of these decks having people have parties and these decks collapsing and people losing their lives. We had to have a structural engineer come in and make sure this deck, which was already built, was up to code. And it was close to being up to code, but we did have to add a few things. It was a little bit of expense, maybe another couple $1,000 to get this deck up to code. Here's what I want to show you in this backyard now, is that we're doing the sidewalk. We'll have the sidewalk going to the garage. And had a 2-car garage. That's good. We had a 2-car garage, but we knocked it down because it was 2-story and leaning. So we knocked it down. We're going to have a brand new garage out there. And then also we've got brand new sidewalks. And then again, you can see, we saw at the front how it had a park. So you can see the park of this direction. You can see, again, the park next door. So if you got kids, you could be right here on your back deck and keep an eye on your kids playing over here in the park. And then through those trees, if you look through those trees a little bit, I think you got it lined up pretty good, right like that. There's tennis courts through there. So there is a city park building there. So they have the park district probably has, basketball court, everything else on the inside. I see tennis courts on the outside. And then we're going to go, when we go upstairs, you'll see, but I just want to show it now. This has a second story to it. So there's a deck, and I'm building a master bedroom that comes out into the deck. And I'll show you how I'm reconfiguring the layout of the upstairs. All right. By the way, it's pretty hot here. So now's a good time for questions. We're in the back where it's a little cooler. So let's, and now I'll talk about numbers a little bit at this stage also, since we're out of the sun a bit. So we bought this house. We got it for I believe it was 198, so just shy of 200,000. And what was interesting is we had put the bid in at, I believe, 198 a couple months earlier, and we didn't get it accepted. They took a higher bid. We thought the deal was done. We made other offers on other properties, and then it came back on the market. And when it came back on the market, we put in the same bid again. So if you've taken the study group with me, I always talk about, I didn't make an offer of, 198. My offer might've been 197.5. All right. I want to let them know I've done my math and have them think on the other side of the transaction. Is this the highest price? Is this it? Because if they reject it, maybe I walk away, right? If I just throw out a price like 200,000, they're going to think, oh, they might go 210, they might go 220. So I do my numbers, and then I try to be very precise on the offer. That's what we did here. And I think I offered, now I think about it, I think I offered 197.5. So 197,500. They asked us for our highest. They indicated that we were in the running. I only went up $500, and we got it for that. Now here, what was key was we weren't even the highest offer, but because we had set up the LLC and already had the LLC funded, then they saw we had cash, because the offer that fell apart a month earlier, they were getting a loan, I think a hard money loan, and it fell through. So they knew if they took my offer, we had cash, we had proof of funds, the money was in a checking account, we could write them an offer and close immediately. So they took our offer, even though it was about $10,000 less than other offers. So we're going to put in more than what I thought. I didn't think we'd have to do the garage. I'm putting in drain tile, which I didn't anticipate. So there's the electrical. I didn't think we'd have to do that much with the electrical. So there are some surprises, and that's why you have to have a huge margin in there. So when you have these surprises, that's going to cost you more money. You don't lose money on the deal. So we'll end up putting in about 160,000. So we'll be into this property about 360. And the ARV with some nice houses in this area will go for about 425. I'm optimistic that we will get that at the highest part of this market. And this is going to be a really, really nice house. And my little niche market where I'm really trying to attract people is someone that wants a new house in Beverly. There's no new houses in Beverly, right? All the lots are developed. They'd have to knock down a house to get a new house in Beverly. Basically, on the inside of this house, when we're done with it, it'll be a new house. So that's the buyer that we're looking for. So I'm looking at right now the chat. Does anybody have any questions for me? I'll wait just a couple minutes, and then we'll go through the upstairs. In fact, while I'm waiting to see a question, just let you know, we're not going to be able to go to the basement because just today they concreted the basement out. All right, we did drain tile. We have a full bathroom down there, and we have a laundry room. So that's all in the basement, and a big family room. Everything else is a big family room. A lot of times, we're putting extra rooms in the basement. We wanted to keep it all open. If you saw the configuration, you'd understand why. So it's going to be a big, open, kind of swooping family room around the central, which is the fireplace chimney area in the center. but it will have a full bathroom and a laundry room down there, but we won't be able to see it today. And basically all what you're seeing is just concrete anyway, but we will stairs. All right, I see that. Let's see, what's the total rehab cost? I just gave that. Maybe you missed it. I said 160. We'll put 160,000 into the total rehab. How did you arrive at ARV? Well, obviously you got to find sold comps in the area. What's interesting about Beverly is that in this little pocket right here, the comps are much higher because you just go a couple blocks away and it's off a different street. It's not on Longwood, and the home values are a little bit lower. So ARV, obviously you've got to go and you've got to find at least 3 sold properties in the last 6 months maximum, preferably the last 3 months. And then I look at all those and I look at pictures. How is mine going to compare to that? So you look at square footage. You want it within about 10% on the square footage. So if you're at 200 or 2,000 square foot home, you don't want to go any lower than probably 1,800 square foot home and no higher than 2,200 square foot home. That would be 10% both ways. How long do you expect the renovations to take? Well, we're really just kind of getting started. I've had this property for a while. It took forever to get the permits, and what really took a long time actually was the architect on this, and we had to have a structural engineer. But once we really started to go to work on that, the permits all done, and after all the architectural work is already behind us. Put the little text, legal. Okay. So by the way, in structuring this deal, you're going to want to really know whether or not, and think about it, the other investor lost it because of poor planning financially. Bob just put out a reminder there. Tomorrow, Mark Kohler will be in the live streaming, and he will be covering tax and legal. He'll also be talking about, those are the classes he teaches from Renatus. So unbelievable about structuring your business as well as tax savings for your family. That will be tomorrow. And then also, I believe he's going to touch in on the latest update on the PPP, the payroll protection plan. So that will be talked about, as well as EIDL. And then he might talk something about his new class because he has a new class on profits. So don't miss that. That's $50 for the whole day. If you're not part of Renatus, get with the person that invited you on this property tour, and they'll be able to hook you up without any charge at all. All right. So let's continue on. I'm going to check at my son's getting tired of hanging on because he's got to hold on to the computer the whole time. Let's go upstairs. Well, by the way, this will be the dining room area, and where we showed that'll be a chandelier coming down over the dining room table. All right. We won't really what's the code except for maybe this one flight. So we're changing out all the stairs. These stairs are hardwood, so these are brand new hardwood floored stairs that are going to the upstairs. All right. And then, so this is 4 bedrooms, and it will have 3.5 baths. I had to count it. So originally, when I bought the house, there was a wall here. They had a different vision for this house than I did. They had a wall here, and this was the master bedroom, which I understand why they made this the master. It's a nice sized bedroom, and they had a door here to enter in the master bathroom. All right. I had a different vision, and here's why. Based on experience, they had that beautiful deck in the back. The way they had this house set up, that deck would be off of a child's room. So if you had a child in that back bedroom, even though you got that door locked and you probably have it double keyed, you have a beautiful deck that you're not going to have unlocked because that child could go out there at night, right? Somebody could come in or whatever. So I changed this because I knew the value of having a master bedroom that could lead out to that deck. So I changed the configuration. This is a bedroom. This now becomes the common bathroom off the hallway, and it makes sense too because there's a bedroom upstairs, and they'll come down these stairs and go right into the bathroom, so they don't have a bathroom on that one level. So here, I'm changing the configuration that they had. I'm putting in a linen closet right here. This will be boxed in linen closet. This will be the shower, nice high ceilings, beautiful shower, nice window in the shower. The toilet is here. Lower, there we go, toilet there. And then over here will be a double sink vanity. So the two kids can be brushing their teeth at the same time. Let's see, we had to change this out and change the wiring and so forth. All right, so that was one bedroom. Here's the second bedroom over here. Now, it's a give and take. There's only so much square footage to play with, right? So my decision was, in order to make a really nice master, I'm going to give up some bedroom space in here. So this is the bedroom that had the door leading to the deck. All right, again, having a deck out there is a positive, but if it's a kid's room, it's a negative. So I'm going to turn that into a positive. So what I'm going to do is I'm taking this bedroom and I'm going to put a closet here. The closet was there. I'm putting a closet here for this bedroom. It'll still be 11 by 11, by the way, so it won't be that small, 11 by 11. Closet here for this bedroom. We've got a 36-inch bifold. This will be a wall. There'll be a wall right here. So this will be the size of that bedroom. This will actually be a closet. We're closing this off, so there will not be a door here. Closing this off. I'm standing in one of two of the master bedroom closets. So the master bedroom will have a closet here. Let's go in, we'll actually enter it from this side. Now I want you to look through the master. The master bedroom will have a door right here into the master suite. You walk into the master suite, and you have a bedroom here, and you have your master bathroom there. This was the common bathroom, but I changed it out. So over here, I'll guide you a little bit. Step on this, falling. Okay. So over here, we have the. Okay, so over here, you're going to have a bathtub over here on the side, and then a bench. So underneath that window will be a seating bench. So you've got a bathtub, shower in the bathtub. Then you've got a bench where you could sit there when you're in the shower. The toilet is on this side, and then on that side is a double sink vanity over there. So you'll have two sinks in there for the master. Okay, so this would be the master bedroom, the master bathroom. Here's the master bedroom. Now, if they're a little small for a master, but most of these houses that were built in the day, the masters weren't that big anyway. But I'm going to make it seem much bigger because here's what I'm going to do. So if you look at this now will be open. This was a wall here before. Now I open this up and you'll have this entryway, and this will be a door to the outside. So you'll have a door to your outside deck off the master. You'll have a closet on this side. Probably his closet is a little bit smaller. You'll have the her closet. Remember when we boxed it out from that other bedroom? So now that deck will be a much, much bigger attraction for someone to want to buy this house. Because you can imagine that in the morning, husband bringing the wife their coffee out on the deck in the morning and have out there with the trees and the park and the breeze, right? So only one more floor and we're done. So we into the stairs a little bit. We put a linen closet here on the hallway, so there's a built-in linen closet here now. And then upstairs, this was a very narrow stairway, so now it's 36. So come on up with me here. So this is 36 wide now, the code. We reinforced it like the structural engineer wanted it to have. This is going to be a great teenager's room. Basically, they have their own suite up here, right? So this is the furnace room, which will be closed off. So that'll be all enclosed, right? It has two furnaces, two AC units. This will be a great place for them to have a desk or a dresser out here in this little area. And then here will be the actual bedroom. I don't know if we've got lights in there. Yeah. So this will be the actual bedroom. It's kind of small, but really they only need a bed in here because everything will be outside in the little suite area. And they also have another closet here. Okay. Now I got to tell you, we're on the third floor. It's very hot. So we're going to walk downstairs and to a much cooler place in the backyard. And I'll look to see if we got any final questions. And I'm sure Brandon's arms are getting the work out of here. So it's 3 stories. And you think that this is going to be very appealing. It's just a quick area. It's actually 1 block from the train, the metro to, and you don't even have to drive a car to the train station. The train station's a block, which is sometimes closer than the parking lots are in the city. So follow me through the back here, and we're going to give my cameraman a little break, and I'm going to answer some questions here. All right. All right, let's see if I've got any questions. Let's see. How did you arrive at that? Okay, we already got that question. Got that one. Bob said that. Okay, anybody else have anything? By the way, I said this at the beginning, but I'm going to try to get this recording up on my YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed already, I would appreciate it if you guys would click the subscribe button, subscribe to my YouTube channel. And then also, if you click on the bell icon, that's an alert icon, that will give you a notification every time I post a new video. So sometimes I'll do a training. It's not, obviously it's not in depth like Renata's training. So Renata's training on market analysis is, a full 8 hours. I might give you, 15 minutes of it and give an idea. And I tell everybody that watches my videos is that, again, you're going to pay for your education and training, whether you know it or not. And many people will try to do it with circuiting their education and training. And they'll be like these guys that bought this house. And they could have lost $20,000, $30,000 on this deal easily. They didn't do the permitting correctly. And obviously they didn't have their finances in order either because they lost the house to the hard money lender. Where me, I've structured this, just like Bob was saying about tax and legal. My LLC had the money in the account, and we used exactly the same thing as what Mark's going to talk about, Mark Kohler's going to talk about. So we set up the LLC. I found equity partners, people that wanted to work with me, put the money in, but not do any of the work or the management. There's certain things you have to do in order to have it a legal partners. They vote every time we're going to buy a house or make an offer, a final offer on a house, they have to vote on it. When we get additional funding, any debt, they have to vote and approve that. When we sell a house, they have to approve any offers. So they are making decisions as partners. And that's what makes them partners and not investors. If I didn't do those things and have it in writing, and I've got some other things that Mark Kohler talks about, how many people you can have in that partnership. If I didn't do all of that, it wouldn't be legal, wouldn't be ethical, and I could be in trouble at any time. But do it right the first time. And this is how some of our instructors have raised, millions of dollars using these equity partnerships. And that's what this is. And by having that equity partnership started in advance, having cash in that account gave me leverage to buy this property $10,000 cheaper than the highest offer. Okay. All right. Let's see a little background. Okay. They're new to your channel. A little background on myself. Just real quick. I was a teacher and coach right out of college. I moved to Chicago. That was in Michigan. Moved to Chicago for a career in educational publishing. Became the VP of sales of 3 different publishing companies, the divisions of 3 different publishing companies. But 3 times in my career, my position was eliminated. I wasn't fired. It was eliminated. My position wasn't there the next day. 2 companies merged together. They only need 1 VP of sales. We were bought out by another company. Obviously, that VP of sales stayed on. And in 2008, the company I worked for laid off 300 people all in the same time, including myself and my whole staff. So Bob Tierney, who's on this call here, on this channel right now, he says it this way, that he had an epiphany that job security is an oxymoron. And I had that epiphany 3 times, but I guess I'm a little slower learner than Bob. So I always tell people this, even if you love the job that you're doing and you feel like you have job security, do yourself a favor, look at alternative sources of income like real estate investing that you can fall back on. Or if you fall in love with it, you'll want to do it full time, even if it's just the same amount of money. If you've got that entrepreneurial spirit in you, they say that an entrepreneur is someone that will work 60 hours for themselves so they don't have to work 40 hours for someone else. Okay. How long have you been flipping houses? I really have started, I probably flipped my first house. I bought real estate way back in the 80s, but I left that when I went to educational publishing. But really about over the last 3 or 4 years is really when I focused on flipping. I flipped one about 8 to 10 years ago, but really about the last 4 years, I did as many as 9 at a time, 9 rehabs at a time. I'm down to 6 right now, which is good for me. We might even do a little bit less. We've got one of those 6 already under contract and a couple more that will be completed. So, all right, anybody else? And if not, we can close that out. Again, subscribe to my YouTube channel. That would be great. I try to put a video out about every week. Okay, and it has to do with real estate, focused real estate investing. All right. All right, guys, I guess that's a wrap. I hope you enjoy your evening, and may God bless everybody, and hope you and your family will always be staying safe and healthy, and do what we have to get this thing behind us. And by the way, as far as the coronavirus goes, it did not slow us down one bit. We got offers during the coronavirus. My contractors worked during the coronavirus. We had showings during the coronavirus. So real estate, you know, was an essential profession, and we really didn't see much downtick. In fact, the first 2 weeks of the coronavirus, when it really hit and people had to stay home, we got offers on 2 houses that had been on the market for a while. So that was a real blessing. And you know, I wouldn't let that stop you. If you're motivated to do real estate, if it's a passion that you have, do it honestly, do it ethically, and you know, move forward. Get yourself hooked up to a good group like this, people you can rely on, people you can count on, people that can give you good advice,